Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Kfierce IRL, where I'm taking abandoned land that's been abandoned for the past 30 years and clean it up and turn it into my future homestead. And as you can see in today's video, we're planting some tomatoes and maybe some other things. But but yeah, so if you enjoy this kind of content, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know what's your favorite tomato to grow, because these are some Cherokee purples, and I believe I got some yellow tomatoes coming in a couple of days. And all these will be on the later part of this video, but in real life it'll be in a couple of days. So, but at any rate, but yes, let's go ahead and get into everything. This is my blackberry patch, which apparently this blackberry patch has been around since the early 1980s. Come to find out recently, it's apparently, at least it's probably still the same blackberries from way back then. But this is like my whole little garden area. I've got some things planted over here. I don't know if anything's growing or not. Have a bunch of little sprouts coming in, but I'm pretty sure they're just wild things, and none of the things I actually planted grew. I think some of the seeds got eaten, but you know, life happens when you're gardening. I'm definitely next year going to be doing a lot more starters and then moving them over. But, I just kind of wanted to test this year, see how it went. I've only been here for a couple of weeks at that point when I planted those. And it's one of those where I was like, I don't have anything to lose. I got some extra seeds. Let's throw it out and see if something may or may not grow. So something doesn't grow there, I'm not that upset, but either rate, I'm going to leave that like area right there together by itself. So I'm possibly thinking about putting at least the first set over here on this side, so I can still have a nice little walkway around, so I can still get to all of the blackberries. But yeah, so let's go ahead and start looking into cleaning out a lot of this out here and seeing what kind of space I can work with. And so here I am with my hoe tool, trying to basically break up a lot of the dirt, and like I did in my previous video, and doing some treasure hunting, just to make sure that, there's no treasure down there that'll be buried underneath the tomato plants. And since this soil is very rich with clay, it's a very tough soil, so I definitely wanted to loosen up a lot of the dirt around it, around where the tomato plants were going to go, just to ensure that they would have room to grow, and that they would have ample space to take care of themselves. I'm still relatively new at growing plants, so I've definitely killed off quite a few in my life, but I've had a few successes with tomato plants, so I'm pretty confident going into this. So, and then as you can see here, I found this gorgeous, what I'm pretty sure was an old jelly jar. Just trying to get some of the dirt cleaned out, but it's going to be a later date on a later video. But yeah, you can see it's a cool looking jar right there. So now we're just over here digging a hole so that we can now bury our plant into, so that it can survive. There we go, getting it all patted in, making sure the base is all covered. Looking good. Put in my tag. Now here we go, digging a hole for the second one, and all of that loose soil we done loosened up earlier. Looking good. I'm so excited. Making sure that tag's down. And now next up is putting some of the mulch around, just to make sure, nothing grows at the base of it. Want to make sure that my tomatoes got room to thrive. It likes its sun, so I want to make sure that it gets plenty of sun up here, and help make sure it retains the water around it. So, so when it gets watered, that, it stays nice and wet for a while, Putting those tomato cages on them, so that way they got something to grow on. And then here we go, and just doing a nice little water in for their initial time, you know. Got to make sure they stay nice and hydrated. Hydration's very important for every living being, so I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to see, you know, everything that's going to be growing this year. But here we go. We got them all set up and ready to go, and I'm super excited. And now, shortly after that, I my family had stumbled upon an old school lawnmower that at a yard sale for super cheap, so they snatched it up for me. I appreciate them thinking of me, and so figured I'd just struggle a little bit on learning how to do it. Definitely takes a lot of upper body strength, you know, especially when you're a tinier guy like me. So I don't have a lot of force behind it. So whoops, you know, camera fell. But you know, just me just trying to force it through. It definitely is taking some practice, gonna take some work, but I'm excited with it. Doesn't cost any gas, doesn't cost any electricity, so it's definitely something I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to take full advantage of in this yard. But until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye!